Hey, this is Pastor Jay Lee, and you're listening to the Daily Sabbath Podcast. Hey guys, Pastor Jay here. Welcome to the Daily Sabbath Podcast. Hope you guys are having a great week so far. Now, today is our final guest devotional for Women's History Month. And so today's devotional is coming from Steph Andrews. Some of you guys who follow the podcast might recognize her name because Steph Andrews is one of the wonderful Christian recording artists that I've featured on the podcast. And so not only is Steph a talented songwriter and singer and worship leader, but she's actually also an author. She's published a book called I Love You, I See You, Be Careful. How God's love and presence empower you to live a courageous life. And so we are really fortunate to have Steph as a friend of the podcast, not only to share her wonderful music, but also to share her teaching voice with us in a devotional about doubt. And so I'll put a link in the episode description to Steph's book. It's available on Amazon right now. And so without further ado, here is our guest devotional from Steph Andrews.
John chapter 20, verses 24 to 29. Now Thomas, one of the 12, was not with the disciples when Jesus came. So the other disciples told him, "We have seen the Lord." But he said to them, "Unless I see the nail marks in his hands, and put my finger where the nails were, and put my hand into his side, I will not believe." A week later, his disciples were in the house again, and Thomas was with them. Though the doors were locked, Jesus came and stood among them and said, "Peace be with you." Then he said to Thomas, "Put your finger here, see my hands. Reach out your hand and put it into my side. Stop doubting and believe." Thomas said to him, "My Lord and my God." Then Jesus told him, "Because you have seen me, you have believed. Blessed are those who have not seen and yet have believed." Of all Jesus' disciples, I feel like I most closely identify with Thomas. I have never been able to just take someone's word. I always raise doubts or question or come back with a response. I need to do the research and the work on my own to actually believe something. However, when it comes to faith, doubting the Lord has caused me to feel shame over this past decade of following Jesus. And maybe you find yourself in the same place. You feel these feelings of doubt about the Lord's character or about his word, and you feel guilty or you feel ashamed for those doubts. But what I love so much about this passage is that Jesus could have responded to Thomas in so many other ways. He could have rebuked him, yelled at him, made fun of him, but he doesn't do any of those things. Despite Thomas's doubt, Jesus allows him to come close and feel his wounds. Jesus does end this passage by emphasizing that it is greater to believe without seeing, but he still allows himself to be seen in a way that will renew Thomas's faith. What I have learned through wrestling with seasons of doubt is that there is a new level of intimacy that I could not have experienced any other way. None of the Gospels mention any of the other disciples feeling Jesus' wounds. It was Thomas's doubt that led him to a place of greater intimacy with the Lord. While I pray that my faith will be strong and steadfast in every season, I am so encouraged to know that God does not push us away in our doubt. He draws us closer. If that is you and you find yourself right now struggling with doubt, know that this is the Lord. Our God invites us close in our doubt. He does not push us away. He does not yell. He does not shame us. He invites us to greater intimacy as we wrestle with these questions, as we wrestle to know him and understand him closer.
The closing song for this episode, Great Unknown, is by Savannah Gibson. For more music from Savannah Gibson, you'll find a link in the episode description. If you're enjoying the podcast, please share this episode with a friend or on social media. If you'd like to connect with Pastor Jay, you can visit dailysabbath.com or our Instagram account @dailysabbath.
To you, how could I imagine